Hi, everybody. Welcome to our pre-midnight guild meeting. So, thank you all for coming. There's some familiar faces here. But to those that are new, I just want to introduce myself. So, I'm Rylas, the guild master and the raid leader of HandofSalvation. And joining me is Zangetsu, another officer, and the guild recruiter. So, today we want to talk about a few topics related to the new upcoming expansion, Midnight, and preparing everyone for the launch on March 3rd. But before we get into it, I just want to explain my current situation. I know some of you may have no idea who I am just yet. Uh, I've been the main person handling a family situation that came up in the second half of last year, so it's affected my availability within the game. I do want to let everyone know that I'm still very much committed to leading for the next expansion, and that I'm usually only just a Discord message away if needed for anything. Zangetsu has been helping me lead the guild for years, and while we don't agree on everything, we both know the main goals that we want for the guild, and it drives our decision making. So please don't hesitate to also reach out to him if I'm not available for certain topics as well. Um, you know, with all that being said, we're just gonna get back to the topic at hand. Q&A will be at the end of the meeting. Please type in the raid chat in game if you have a question, or send it to me in the Discord DM or Zangetsu in the Discord DM. If you have a question related to anything that we speak about as the meeting goes on, or if we didn't mention something important, we'll try to answer it to the best of our ability. I also do want to touch base on the guild neighborhoods. So, as we know, housing is coming in midnight, and everybody else is having their guild neighborhoods and all that stuff. Well, I am sorry. I I pre-ordered the collector's edition, and Blizzard's like, no, you didn't pay us enough money. If you want the collector's edition, that's where you're gonna get the code to get the early access to housing. And me as the guild leader, now I don't have access to make the guild neighborhood for everybody. I am so sorry. As soon as that comes in physically, boom, I'm gonna activate it, and we'll be good to go with our guild neighborhood. I was saying it in Discord, and I know that a bunch of you guys are already on some like public neighborhoods and all that stuff, and they're adding in guild and sorry, not guild, neighborhood endeavors and like neighborhood quests and all that stuff, and you're gonna be getting progress for your neighborhoods there publicly. But I do hope that once we are able to have our own guild neighborhood active, that you do join us in ours. It's going to look a lot emptier than the public ones, but because I'm here, I'm always going to be here. I'll be in that neighborhood by myself. I don't care. But, I would really like it if some of you guys can join us there as well. We put a link in the announcements channel in Discord. You might have to scroll up a little bit. But we have a new channel called let me just look at the name again. The housing, there is guild neighborhood in Discord. There's a housing info as well. We put a like WoW audit link. You just click it. It's gonna ask you to log in with BattleNet. That's whatever, big deal. And you can claim places. So we have a whole bunch of guildies that have already claimed, like, okay, I want to live here. This is my first choice, second choice, third choice. Some people might have some choices that overlap. It's fine, but it's just so we can get an idea of like where everybody wants to be within the guild neighborhood, so we're not like two people fighting over the same spot or whatever kind of thing. Uh, but yeah, so that's the guild neighborhoods. I hope you can join us for that. But we do want to also talk about some of the things that are coming up with the pre-patch and also the next expansion as you're starting to level up. So there's a lot of topics that we're going to touch base on. I'm going to try and move through them at a fairly smooth clip. There is a VOD that's going to be available for those that have to step out in the middle of the meeting. And of course, those that are missing the meeting and watching this VOD later, hello to you. And, hope that you can join us for the next meeting as well, which is going to be 1 week after the expansion launches, by the way. So I'm going to pass it off to Zangetsu. He's going to touch base on some of this upcoming things. So take it away.
Alrighty. Hello everyone, I am Zangetsu, for those who don't know me. I am the officer and guild recruiter for the HandofSalvation. Just to go over a couple of things, as most of you do not know, that today, or this week, should be the last week to get all the War Within achievements like Ahead of the Curve, your 3K IO for Mythic Plus, Let Me Solo Her, and Cutting Edge, and of course, for those of you who are listening to this remix, um, so this is the last week to get it all in before the pre-patch comes on Tuesday. And speaking of the pre-patch is going to be a lot of things coming out. Of course, the new Demon Hunter specialization, the Devourer, so most of you can get to try that class out. Also, Void Elf Demon Hunters as the new race class combo. A lot of changes to combat designs to a lot of the classes, so this is a perfect opportunity for you guys to really come back to the game and try out the class that you want to play in Midnight, because a lot of your stuff got either streamlined, a lot of talents got removed, classes that you felt like you may not want to play because of how, tedious it was, or maybe it wasn't fun to play. Some of them got twisted upside down, so you might as well come back, try them all out, see which one you like, and maybe come raid with us in Midnight on that class that you wanted to play with. There's also a stat and item squish, some UI updates, the new transmog system is coming, so the way transmog looks right now, it's going to change. You're able to have some sets and save some presets and all this other stuff, so you'll check it out when you get a chance. For those who want to PvP, there's PvP training grounds now. And then there's a pre-patch expansion event which comes out the week of January 27th. So a perfect opportunity to come. The Winds of Mysterious Fortune buff also comes back. I guess that's bonus XP for those alts you want to catch up and finish all the content, level them up, things like that. So that's what's coming next week. And then on the 27th is the pre-patch. As far as recruitment, a lot of you have answered. Thank you for those who have answered. We had 18 on the list, so well, actually 21 now. Last I saw was 18. Currently, right now, we don't have a warrior. It's always a warrior, and hopefully Frag doesn't go warrior this time. But right now, it's looking good. We have most of the buffs. I think hunters are also getting a buff in the next expansion, so it's nice to have hunters on the list. But again, this is just a rough draft, if you will. This is not. This is your one and only choice, and that's it. We'll give everyone an opportunity a week before the pre-patch, before the expansion hits, so that way you guys can get to know what we want you to play. Of course, we're going to make sure that everyone plays their first choice, but if for some reason there's too many of one class or not enough of a class, we might ask you to play your second or third choice. Just so you know, if you put a second or third or fourth choice, that means you're willing to play those choices for us if needed. So don't put extra choices if you feel like you don't want to play anything else but the class you want. But we'll make sure you guys get to play their first choices as much as possible. But as of right now, we have almost 2 of every class, which is nice. Just no warriors at the moment, so we'll see as the weeks go to see whether or not we have to make a change somewhere or whatnot. Mike, Rylas, you want to add anything to this, or you keep going?
So it's exactly as you said. Take a look in that channel, right? The spreadsheet channel is the first link. If you're not on there, add yourself on there. Put your choices, just like you said, first, second, third, fourth. Also, take note of the notes feature. It's super important. We do actually look at that when we take the roster into considerations. And gets when I actually sit there and we work out so many different combinations of different full rosters based off of everyone's responses. And we try our best to make everything as balanced as we can. We want to try and have one of every buff. We want it, or one of every utility, at least. Things like that. Things that are also driving what we're choosing is the tier tokens. We're trying to have an even balance of tier tokens in the raid team. An even balance of armor classes, right? Cloth, leather, mail, plate. We're also trying to have, and this is my preferred ratio, is 1 melee to every 1.5 to 2 range. That's my preferred ratio for the raid right now, or at least just raids in general. Right now, it's currently 1 melee to 3 range, so we're very ranged heavy. That doesn't mean everybody goes switch to melee. We just might take some, second choices for some players or something like that. And there's still plenty of time before the next expansion. We're all still going to be recruiting because this is the time that everyone's coming back to the game. So many people are looking for guilds, and we want to make sure that they can jump in and try and fill in some of these missing gaps for us as well.
Yeah, I've been recruiting on the forums, discords, the guild and community discord. So it's just we'll see as times get closer to see if there's any spaces we need to, you know, any gaps in the roster. I'll definitely try to recruit them if possible over the course as we get closer. But of course, the roster will be soft locked 1 week before March 3rd, so this gives everyone time to focus on their first class on day one. If something changes, we'll have a chance to get it. You'll probably have a chance to get it done prior to our second guild meeting. So at the second guild meeting, we'll have the hard lock of the roster. So week before, it'll be soft locked, just so you can go in there with the class you want. There's always an opportunity. There's always a chance that you play and all of a sudden you don't like it because of the Apex talents or the extra stuff that you get as you're leveling, and you may not like it. So it gives you like another week to try to level something else up. But also let us know if you're gonna do that as well. It always happens. Someone plays a warrior and then like, I don't want to play the warrior. I want to play a freaking red paladin, and we don't find out till like at the end. They're like, oh, you were supposed to be on your warrior. Nope, I want to play red paladin. It's better. Just let us know. Keep open communication with us so that way we make sure that if anything changes as the expansion hits, if you want to change it to a different character, there's a lot of time before the day one of raiding. So to prepare, Mike, you want to talk about the preparations?
Yes. I'm also Mike instead of just Rylas. If you want to call me Mike, that's fine too.
Doxed.
I know this guy. He can't help himself. Just every 2 seconds. It is what it is. So we're doing preparations for midnight, right? This is the time. It's 2 months out. So some of the things that we did, which some of you guys noticed, is we cleared out the guild bank. Some of you guys probably looked in there. Everything's gone, pretty much, from this expansion. All the mats, everything. And we only scrounged up to the amount that you see in the guild bank's coffers right now. Any donations helps. Any donations. I'm for real. I'm so for real when I say this. The beginning of the expansion is so expensive for us every time, and Midnight is not going to be any different. So if you want to donate gold, we'll take that. As you're leveling up, all those BOEs that you're getting, those little greens, those blues, whatever, toss them in the bank. We'll disenchant them. Just herbs, ores, crafting reagents. I know as you guys are leveling up, you want to make a profit for yourselves, especially those with the gathering professions, maybe some of the crafting ones too. You want to use this time, make all your money, make a big old profit. And you know what? Awesome. But the guild bank, we could use those as well. So please, if you can, consider giving some of your stuff. Now, for me, I wouldn't expect anybody to care about this guild more than me, but I give 100% of my reagents to the bank. Everything, any little thing I pick up, I toss in the bank because I know we have other people with other professions that can use it. Just throw it in the bank, throw it in the bank, throw it in the bank. Especially if you are not concerned with your like crafting. There's a lot of people that just do not give a crap about crafting, and it is what it is. If you don't give a crap, that's fine. Please, reagents, we could use them. All that stuff. We use these things en masse. I'm not even playing. Heavy herb consumption for files, potions, runes, like the weapon runes, vantage runes, everything. The enchanting mats, just to get our bank up and going. Or for the gems, all that stuff. Mats for feasts, everything. Right? We need all that stuff. Now, I do want to let you guys know, and hopefully maybe Zangetsu told some of you guys as you were being recruited, but you may have learned about it afterwards. And for those that have been here for a long time, you guys already know the guild bank provides everything that a raider needs for their raids. Uh, Maybe there's some exceptions, but we try not to have any exceptions. So that means leg armors, spell threads, enchants, gems, sockets, potions, flasks. You know what I mean? I'm forgetting stuff. Weapon oils, like Vantage rooms, like everything that you could need. We try to provide for the guild for free. Yes, for free. You are in the guild. We're working together. We're getting donations from players. We're getting all that stuff for free. We will give you those things, and I'll go more in depth in our next meeting, the one that's post launch. But just know that all these donations that you're giving, it's not ending up in the ether. It's like it's feeding an engine, and it takes a lot. It takes a lot of mats to feed this engine. Please, all these things get converted, and we make it into stuff for you. So just think of it as an investment. Yeah, you're like, oh, I want to make my own profit. You know what? You're saving money from buying all these things anyway. So just throw it in the bank for us. Help us out. Let's get this done together. Uh, and so I just wanted to let you guys know that we are looking for people to help us out with professions, like in a big, big way. So if you can, look in the Crafters Table channel in Discord, and you'll see a post that just went live. And this is something that I really need your guys' help with. We tried to do this at the start of last expansion, and it worked somewhat, but this time I really want to go about it in a much more structured way. So what you'll see in the Crafters Table channel in Discord is a whole post asking for various amounts of crafters for each profession, and we are gonna expand this in the future. We're gonna have it pinned and everything. I would like to assign people or assign volunteers rather that if you know that you're going to be leveling up a certain profession, let us know that you're going to spec into certain branches of your professions. Zangetsu and I worked on this. We worked on this really hard because, we wanted to make sure. Because some people are like, "Oh, I forgot. What am I going? I'm specking into this. I'm specking into that." No, we try to put the whole route. If you say that you got this, we will literally put your name. That's what the dash is for, each thing. So we can put the players that say, "Okay, I will do this for the guild. I will do that for the guild." These things that we put first, these are the things that are needed for all the raid consumables and the amount of knowledge points needed for each of these wings or each of these branches inside the professions. So please, if you can, hit us up. Let us know that, yes, I can do that. I can be the enchanter. I can be the designated disenchanter for the whole guild. I can be the person that is crafting all the potions for the guild. Things like that. So please, 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 let us know if you plan on actually playing your crafting, doing your crafting. We want to count on you. We need so many players for a lot of these things to make certain reagents for us for the raids itself. Now there are also people that will need to focus on different crafting, like let's say a leather worker for leather armor, a leather worker for mail armor. We didn't list everything just yet, but we want to expand on that. So please, 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 let us know because we do want that help. So the next thing I want to touch base on is some of our expectations when we move into midnight. Okay, so you guys are here. We're just doing pre-patch stuff right now. We're not doing anything super crazy, but we will be leveling up in order to raid. That is this guild's primary objective. Now, we've been telling people, yes, we want to get AOTC and dabble into Mythic, but I need your guys' expectations to change a little bit. We're not just hitting AOTC and Mythic, and maybe if we have the people. It's yes, if we have the people and the vibes are right, but we are going to be moving into Mythic. The raid does not stop. You get AOTC, that's great that we hit that goal, but we are moving into Mythic. I'm sorry if this is a surprise to people, but it's what we're doing. We're not cutting edge. We're not cutting edge. I don't plan on ever having us be cutting edge, but what I do plan on us doing is having a raid every week and I'm making sure that we can progress on these bosses, and it's just a natural flow. The same way we naturally flow from normal to heroic, it's the same way we're gonna naturally flow from heroic into mythic. I'm the one that's raid leading, and I need there to be a little bit more trust in the fact that I can still have the vibes be just fine and just right as we're moving from normal to heroic to mythic. I'm not some guy that's making sure that everybody is doing XYZ like super crazy. I just ask that you have your gems and enchants and that you show up to the raid and just be present. That's what I want. So please understand that this last season that we had, uh, we squandered so much potential. We squandered so much potential. We actually lost a few highly skilled players because we did not always have enough to even start setting our foot into Mythic, which is really unfortunate. It's really unfortunate. Not to say that I would rather have them than the players that couldn't or whatever, but I'd rather have everybody. And I need to make sure that you understand that this is still a guild that will keep the vibes, immaculate. I want to say like throughout the raids, and going to Mythic is nothing to be scared about at all. And especially in this, quote unquote add-on-less world, there's add-ons will still work in the raid, but they'll just be different. Things should feel a lot like more simple, I guess, especially just for those first couple bosses, because that's all I really want to do. Season one of this expansion, we got to what, four bosses? We were working on the fifth, something like that, or whatever. Like that's how I want it to be. If there was eight bosses, let's kill four of them on Mythic. This last season, uh, we tried. We couldn't do the first one, and it's because we just did not have the players that were showing up that needed to be showing up. So that caused some other players to decide that they want to look for a guild that can do it. They went elsewhere, and I want those players to instead stay with us. So just keep that in mind. As we're recruiting, we're keeping this in mind. We're telling the players, yes, we're going to get AOTC. It may be slower because seasons are super long. It's okay if we get AOTC slower, but after AOTC, we will be stepping foot into Mythic. And it's not anything super crazy. We're not trying to be Mythic week 2. That's not what we're trying to do. We can be Mythic week 9, 8, 10, whatever. Whatever it is, later on, it's fine. It'll be at our own pace, doing it with the people that we're cool with, that we're chill with, that we're playing the game with. It's fine. But that is something that I really wanted to stress. So that is the AOTC, but also some Mythic. And one last thing I wanted to touch base on before we go to the Q&A is that we're looking for officers, and this is something that I've said a few times. Always trying to look for officers. I know right now is Zangetsu and I, and we pretty much have it kind of like, down to a science for the most part with a lot of things. But someone we're really looking for is someone that can be an auction house goblin. So if any of you guys are like super proficient with playing the auction house, we need your help because we need to make money and we kind of suck at it. Zangetsu and I kind of suck at it. This person that's an auction house goblin, hopefully they can also be the quartermaster. But if not, then maybe that's a fourth person that can be an officer. A quartermaster, that's just someone that maintains the stock of what we have. So if they're seeing that some of these spell threads are getting low, that they're poking and prodding at the players that said that they got us, and making sure that they're inside the bank, and making sure that we have the correct amount of herbs from the auction house or from player donations to make what we need to make. So I hope that's kind of clear. So auction house goblin and or quartermaster, that's something that's a weakness. And I would really like someone to help us handle that. But other than that, I just want to say that we will touch base on a bunch more things, specifically concerning the raid at our post-launch meeting. Okay, so we are going to have another meeting. It's going to be in 2 months, and we're going to be talking more about like what we're expecting for the raid itself. And I just want to let you guys know that Zangetsu and I are grateful for you guys to show up today and, just we're thankful. We're just thankful that you guys are here. Even if you left partway through the expansion, you came back today, or those that stuck it out all the way. Thank you. Thank you for a great expansion overall. Just it was good. It felt really good compared to where we were on our previous realm. We got players now, so we're able to do some stuff. For those of you guys that are new, welcome to the guild. Can't wait to play with you guys moving forward in Midnight, and just know that everybody's hard work and all that stuff is just appreciated. So let's just keep doing what we can to make our guild achieve new heights. Were there any questions? Zangetsu, I didn't see that you wrote down any questions. Maybe you were collecting them from people. I didn't get any in my DMs or anything. Anyone? I'm now
No,
scrolling through the
no.
chat. I see you guys with the heavy herb consumption.
So text, no, it doesn't matter. It's everything's cross realm now, so it doesn't really matter if you're on Kargath or any server. I don't know if it's the same time zone. I mean, here it's 9:32 on this server, so.
Oh wait! There's something I do want to say. I do want to say something. Those of you guys in Discord and listening on the VOD, if you did not realize, you can go into our Discord and you have to scroll down a little bit. But there's a channel called Assign Roll. It's in the Salvation War Room section. Assign roles. Go into there, and all the professions that you are willing to get pinged for, because the Crafters Table channel, that's for us to be like, yo, at Blacksmith, I put a guild work order for shoulders or something like that, or at Jewel Crafter, can you make this neck for me or whatever. So any of those professions, and it doesn't have to just be your main. If you got like all the professions across all your alts or whatever, go ahead and check off any of those professions. And then that way in the Crafters Table channel, someone can just ping you if they need you to make something, and they could just add the whole entire profession at once. At leatherworkers. And so one of the leatherworkers in the guild that responded to this could be like, oh yeah, I got you. I'll log on and do it. You can see underneath the same thing for the roles. We have a LFG chat, and some of you guys have been making use of it. I saw. This is so if you're looking for more people to do a dungeon with you, to do an old school raid with you, to do whatever, you can just ping that whole role at one time. Like, I'm looking for at healer for Mythic Plus, that kind of thing. And then you'll see at the very bottom there's a live streaming tag. So that's if anybody is streaming, any of our guildies are streaming, you can actually just check that icon. And so anytime one of our guild streamers go live, you can just tune in to their channel. Like, it'll give you a little ping, a little alert. So if you do stream, let us know and we can add you, so in that way people will know when you go live. So I think me, Zangetsu, and Azeros, I don't know if there's anybody else that can also live stream, but if you can, let us know and we'll add your channel to the list. And if any of you guys are interested in watching when any of our guildies go live, you can just respond to that live streaming ping as well. You can notify. Okay, I think that's it with that.
How do you do the assign roles? And do I just click the icon of the profession?
Yes,
That's right.
Yeah, just click on anyone you applies to you or you want to apply for, and just hit it, and it should highlight.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
And it doesn't even have to be your main only. If you have a tank, a healer, and a DPS, go ahead and check down all of those things, and then that way, if someone's looking for a tank or a healer or a DPS, they could just ping you in the looking for group channel chat or whatever.
Cool. Yeah. I mean, I'll probably later. I'll have to get some of my bolts invited into the guild. But yeah, no, I got you.
Are there any other?
Japhas said for FY crests M plus levels are changing. Maybe consider an M plus knight? ?
So this is something that we would touch base more on in the post-launch meeting if we were going to do something like that. But we were just going to give explanations on how those crests and Mythic Plus levels are changing. But what I can say right now is we've been asked for a Mythic Plus Knight many times throughout the year, and it's tough for me to coordinate it because honestly, just doing the 2 raid nights takes a lot out of me just for coordinating them and making sure that they run smoothly. If any of you guys would like to coordinate one and have people log in, we will give you the full support and promote it wherever we can in the raids, in the Discord. But as it is right now, especially for me right now, I'm dealing with a lot of this estate stuff for my family. I just don't have the time to do it. But if you'd like to, we absolutely can.
Fergile says, "Is Muna coming back?" Do you know anything?
We don't know. We don't know.
Yeah, the only people that we know about is the 21 people that responded on the spreadsheet. So that's all we know so far.
I was just gonna say that's kind of makes it hard, right? Because like Muda pops in at the last second with his demon hunter and El Queso with his monk, and it kind of throws other people off.
Oh yeah.
I mean, we'll see as time gets closer to launch. I mean, we'll see if they respond in any way. I mean, we'll reach out to them as well, if anything, to see if they're coming back or not. But other than that, we're just right now leaving it up to those people who are paying attention to like the announcements and stuff like that. As I'm like spamming like crazy to answer the spreadsheet, put their names on it, let us know that they're coming or whatnot.
Let's get this guild picture while we're wrapping up the meeting. So if you guys want to come up here, I was trying to get Nutang and Donk Knight, but they left.
We're still here. We were gonna queue up for the mythic, but we're still here.
Oh, can you be in this guild picture first and then queue up for the mythic?
I'm right here.
We can actually. Oh, you're here.
Yeah, I'm right here with you guys.
Okay, you can actually run mythics with the guildies. How about that? Right after the meeting, so you don't have to queue up for anything.
We're on Ultimate Zero.
I got a plus 10 Dawnbreaker.
Yeah, we're on new tunes that are real like.
Okay, is everyone here? Who's missing? Dwarf. We need Dwarf Dragon here.
Oh, we got a warlock. We can summon.
I'm just gonna put a whole meeting stone in the picture. Dwarf, where you at?
I'm on my way.
Oh yeah, good. Yeah, put the stone on the side.
Oh no!
Yeah,
I told you I'd be ready by the time the picture was ready.
You were. Oh, Dwarf is here. By the time it took us to do the thing.
Who else wants to be pick? Who's missing?
Let me be in the center and Zangetsu as well for the screenshot.
Yeah, you got the invite? Take the invite.
Oh, Mac. Azrael. Come on.
This freaking guy.
Okay, well, we have the summoning stone. Somebody help me out when he switches.
Who else wants to be part of this picture?
It's just upstairs. Just fly out of where you zone in from the portal and.
Yeah, just fly up to the top of the tower. The tallest tower.
Oh no, they're potato PC. Come on. You have everybody waiting on you.
Potato PC these days still $2,000-$3,000.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Azrael.
Freaking guy.
You can't try this instant. What?
I did a middle of the road build for my friend today for a freaking Ryzen 5 and a 5070 with 32 gigs of RAM without labor cost $2,000 just for parts.
Inflation.
Because he's in the neighborhood? I can't summon it.
Interesting.
Anyone else get him? No, he's here. He's here. All right, go. Line up. Line up. Line up.
Don't you worry, man. I got you.
Make sure Zen gets in the center so you can get that AFK off your name. What are you doing out here? Bring it in. Bring it in. We want to zoom in so we can see everyone's name.
Ah, crap. I gotta zoom in. Hold on.
Zoom in. Zoom in. We want to see everyone's names. We want to see who is here.
Oh, I gotta add that too. God damn. Where's everybody?
This guy has AFK in front of his name.
Ooh.
Oh, wait.
Yes, please put the abomination. He's a member of the guild. It's very important. Who's Donk Knight?
That's what I'm saying.
He's such a dumbass.
Hold on. Sorry, I gotta add all the shits. This might got me bad here. Let me second.
Really difficult to take a screenshot.
Just slash AFK. Take that off your name.
Who? Me?
You.
Soldier boy, tell him.
Soldier boy.
Because he went, you.
Like a spooky ghost.
Who's a fucking mailbox?
No, it's some kind of rat.
It's a doom thing.
Trying to get a summon a Doomguard to sacrifice somebody.
It'll kill somebody. You got some pictures? Did everyone else get some pictures? You got your picture? Some people are like super next to each other, so the names are kind of overlapping. I'm trying to get a good angle.
I'm glad my duck made it in, and my otter.
Okay. You got it? Zangetsu?
Zangetsu's MIA.
Zangetsu?
Of course, you're losing the crowd.
Yeah.
The short attention spans are showing.
Scarecrow.
These guys are trying to queue for a mythic. You're taking away the remix time.
I gotta get my mythic plus. I gotta get my remix.
Alright, go.
Go what? Go away? We're good?
Go away.
Okay.
Go away!
We got it. Thank you guys so much for joining us for the Hand of Salvation pre-midnight guild meeting. Hope to see more of you guys over the next few weeks and everything, especially as we're leveling up. We out.